Hello and welcome to Marvel Cinematic University. I am your host, Professor Alix, with the stupid Jacob.
Whoa, this guy. Every
My
week with
friend.
this guy.
No, you're my friend. It's fine. This might be our first podcast where I'm recording with our new camera, and it's not doing well, but it's doing better than the last camera. Welcome to episode 12.
12!
I think it's 12. That seems right. That's what I wrote down. That's what I wrote down there, so it has to be kind of close at least.
Either 11, 12, or 13.
I think I counted that we split Avengers into two. That's where I got confused for a little bit, and then I think I'm back on track.
Gotcha.
My naming convention really went out the window with that one.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Well, this week, Jacob, we watched the best movie ever.
It was one of my favorites, I can assure you.
I enjoyed it thoroughly and a lot.
What movie?
It was Thor: The Dark World.
Sure, yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah, you enjoyed that, right?
Definitely remember it. Something I watched. It wasn't a mid-movie at all, so.
You're right, it was worse.
Yes.
I mean, a good portion of it did take place on Midgard.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, so this week we're talking about Thor: The Dark World, the sequel to Thor, and the second movie in Phase 2.
Realistically, probably could have just made Thor a longer movie, trim this one down to about 15 minutes, and called it a day.
No, I agree. Like, this movie was just... They somehow resurrect this later on in the MCU and make it like a decent movie, but like this movie alone just does not. This movie does not.
It does not do it for you. Yeah. Now correct me if I'm wrong here, but was there just like long parts of the movie where there was nothing going on?
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah, like that's what it felt like. It's just like there's so much. It felt like they were just trying to hit a time limit with this. Like half this stuff would have been cut out in a lot of other movies. But do I think it was worse than the Hulk? No. I would watch this movie 10 out of 10 times over the Hulk.
That was going to be my question. I was going to ask you, would you watch this movie again or Hulk again?
I would watch this movie. So if I was given a choice, gun to my head, I have to watch the Hulk for the rest of my life or this movie for the rest of my life, I will watch this movie for the rest of my life.
I just want to let you know that I would watch Hulk over this movie.
Why? I mean, I get it. Like, there's no story really here. Like, it probably could have been a Marvel short, but, Natalie Portman's in this one.
You know what this movie has, or you know what the Hulk has that this movie doesn't have?
Tell me.
It has round 3. I don't see Malekith out there going, "Are you ready for round 3?"
Oh, Maliki Leaky Maka?
Oh, is that his name? Leaky Maka?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I will also say Abomination is a way better villain than Malekith.
Yeah, I mean, Maliki Leaky Maka there was semi well designed, but his like henchmen, the other bad elves were like very poor looking.
Yeah, they were all really bad. And also Malekith doesn't do anything in this movie. I want to point
Not
that
really.
out. He didn't do a single fucking thing.
No.
Well, Jake, I got some information to tell you about. What are we watching? Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, The Dark World.
So as I mentioned, this is the second movie of Phase 2. It had a budget of $150 million.
I would have said $12.
Yeah, I mean, the CGI wasn't terrible, but
No, CGI was good. I mean, visually it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Do you want to guess what their box office return was?
$12.
Do you want to put a real guess in?
$100.
It was $644.8 million. A very big loss if you compare it to Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3, which I believe made like $1.2 billion.
Yeah, I mean, it probably got a big boost because it was a Thor Marvel movie. And then,
and then people
they
saw
really
it.
missed those second viewings.
I might have seen it twice in theaters, if I'm being honest with you.
We should start that as a new segment. How many times in theaters did you see these movies?
So I've seen this movie, including yesterday. I've now seen this movie 4 times. 2 of them was in theater. One of them I was half asleep on the couch, and then the other one was yesterday where I was also half asleep on the couch.
We'll call it 2.75.
Okay. This movie is directed by Alan Taylor.
This is only Marvel movie that he directed. Yeah,
it is.
Not shocking. I wonder why he didn't get that back.
He actually didn't enjoy filming this, and he chose not to come back for any future Marvel films. He did not like working with Marvel.
Did they handcuff him creatively?
Yes, that's what he says. But he also probably, could have made a better movie.
Maybe add some additional details into, some stuff there instead of making it Marvel's version of The Notebook.
Marvel's version of The Notebook.
More of a love story, if you think about it.
It's not even a good love story. I think Thor: Love and Thunder is a better love story than this.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but I think it's better. This movie stars Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and Natalie Portman.
Yes.
And it takes place 1 year after the Avengers.
Thought that was around the timeline.
That might not be true. It's like 1.5 years. It's around. Oh, you know what? We can go. Yeah. If we go by. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I was going to say, if we go by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. time, then it would be about a year and a half after.
So let's call it between 1 and 2 years so we're not wrong.
Okay. Also, unfortunately, and this is a very big unfortunately, I apologize for this, but when we talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we will have to talk about this movie again. Also, when we talk about Endgame, we'll also have to talk about this movie again. And Loki, we'll have to talk about this movie again. So, see, that's why I like Hulk better, because you don't necessarily ever have to talk about it again.
Maybe we'll get some more details that, make it slightly more interesting.
All right. So, Jake, it is time for you to review the movie.
Look at you. Still muscly and everything. How's space?
1 star. So let's see. How does this movie start? So it's like Odin narrating the 7 worlds and the battle for the ether.
Narration is always a great way to start a movie. It's definitely not done all the time and not a great way to set up exposition.
Yeah, definitely not overused.
And also, what you really want to hear. Actually, you know what? I'll give points for Anthony Hopkins being able to, draw my attention in because he's got a beautiful, beautiful British voice.
I could listen to him narrate a funeral.
Exactly. And that's what he's doing at the beginning of this movie. He's opening the funeral of what is the Thor franchise.
I mean, this
for
is
now.
For now. I was going to say some of the spoiler alert. Some of the movies are better.
It died in the first one, and now we're mourning it in the second one.
Yeah.
At the funeral. All right, continue.
Kind of explains how the ether came to be, and credit scene because nothing else happens basically. But
some other things happen.
A couple, but Loki and him kind of get into or he sends Loki to jail because Loki's like, it's my birthright to have the throne, and he says, your birthright was to die. He's like, you're just gonna hand Thor the throne? He's like, yeah, after he unites the realms. So Loki's in jail. Thor unites the realms.
Thor is fighting a Korg-like creature.
Yeah, I noticed that. Is that like planet he's from?
So it's not the planet he's from. So they're on Valheim. They're fighting the Marauders. Marauders. Yeah, that word. I can't say that word. That's why I hate Harry Potter. I can't say that word. The Marauders map. Durs. Marauders.
Well,
anyway,
101.
They're fighting the Marauders. And,
oh, Jesus.
And
my biggest disappointment.
Yeah. And in the background you can see some Chitauri. There's some Korg people. There's some aliens that show up in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was gonna say a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little sprinkling of everything.
Like Marauder salad.
I hate you. Anyway, so they're on the planet of Vanaheim, or not the planet, the realm of Vanaheim. Not Anaheim, where Disney is, but Vanaheim.
Where the Marauder Disney is.
Let's go to Disney Vanaheim. Disney. Let's go to Disney Realm. You got Midgard, you got Asgard, you got Jotunheim, and you got Disney World.
Classic 4 realms.
There's actually 9, idiot.
Yeah, these are the classic 4. The other ones don't matter.
They all matter to
Sure.
me.
Okay. So after he, finishes that battle, it cuts to Natalie Portman on a date with a guy.
A guy famous for rom-coms.
He's interested. She still thinking about Thor.
I mean, listen. You've been with Thor. You're not gonna... That little scrawny guy, he's not gonna do it.
No, he's, getting cucked a little there, but...
Another thing this movie has in common with the Hulk.
There's a lot of cucking in the Marvel Universe, to be honest with you.
Kevin Feige getting out his anger from his want to cuck people.
Yeah, it's the kink we don't shame. And then her assistant...
Darcy Lewis.
Hang on, I got her in the book here.
Oh, what are we gonna learn about Darcy?
There's really not much. It's, just kind of what she does in the movies. It's not really a definition. I guess she's the pillar of the team.
She is the pillar of the team. I'll agree with that.
Her signature look is a fashionable scarf, a burgundy beanie hat, and a gray wool toggle jacket.
I guess that is what she wears in the movie.
And her phone is said to keep her in the know.
Oh, most phones do that, actually.
I would think so, actually, yeah. And she comes running in and starts talking about, like, Thor and how, Jane Foster needs to check this out scientifically.
It's science.
Then, Jane Foster's like, hey, get out of here. I'm on a date. And so she goes running out, and then Jane's just thinking about sea bass. Says that a couple times.
Like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, the sea bass.
Old sea bass?
Old sea bass. Then the guy she's on a date with, who's not in the book, actually. I wish he was. I would love to know something about him, other than he's a cuck. He's like, just go. We'll do this another time or something like that. Jane goes outside, meets their new intern that Darcy Lewis hired, named Ian Booty. Nope.
Ian Booty?
Ian Boothby.
I don't remember Ian. Oh, he's like, okay, now I do remember.
Right there. That guy.
Yes, that guy.
Yes.
I remember him.
Their intern. I mean, I could read some about him. He's kind of insignificant, I think.
No, yeah, just keep going. Just power through it.
Really gloss over.
He's so insignificant, I forgot he was in the MCU.
Kind of shocked he's in the book. I guess if you get 30 seconds or more in a movie, you get added in the book.
It's a good book.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this book. It's kind of shiny and, highly recommend the read. No free promotions, but...
It's the level that you can read at.
Yeah, a lot of pictures, and that helps me.
Yeah, no, that's perfect for you. That's why I bought it for you.
Right around the max. So they're like trying to find Selvig, I think, at this point. And he's running around, what's that, Stonehenge. He's running around Stonehenge naked.
Like a crazy person.
Yeah, crazy. He's been crazy for a hot second.
He was normal in Avengers, then Loki touched him with the Mind Stone, and then he went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I don't think that's been addressed, and that's kind of a shame, because, it's been like a year and a half.
Yeah, so, no, it's addressed in this movie.
I feel like Tony Stark might have been able to do something. They're like, no, let this guy run naked around Stonehenge for a hot second.
We'll talk about it later, but the things he knows, he could only know from the stone's teachings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There are. We'll go over some Easter eggs that are on that board when I go over some fun facts later. But yes, there are some things that clearly he could only know if the stone taught him.
He's running around the stone naked, but then they run into like these, a bunch of hoodlums throwing stuff into a gravity void.
Well, if you found a gravity void, what would you do?
No, I would throw stuff into it.
Exactly.
Including myself. Jane Foster did that.
Yeah, you're right. You would have the ether in you, and then you'd have to be part of this movie.
I wouldn't want to be a part of this movie. I'm
no, exactly.
Staying out of it. So Jane falls in it, gets the ether in her. Yeah, she gets the ether in her. And then when she comes back, She's like, "Why'd you call the cops?" And then Darcy's like, "You've been gone for 5 hours." And then Thor shows up, like he, as one would, if you were a Asgardian.
He's a real Asgardian.
Asgardian, and he takes her to Asgard.
And what does he do with her on Asgard?
He tries to remove. He thinks he's sick. She's sick, so I guess she is.
She's sick of him.
Oh! And he's like, "You gotta be healed, woman." And she's like, "That's fun. We gotta do that ride in the Bifrost more often." But Odin's like, "Get her out of here. I'm sending her back to Earth Doctor."
Hold on. I think this is a good time to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
We've been sitting on this for a couple of movies now. The Bifrost.
It is repaired.
It is addressed, apparently. I Googled it.
Okay.
And it turns out that Odin and Thor use the power of the Space Stone to repair the bridge.
Interesting. When is this addressed?
I think it's at the beginning of the movie, but I could be wrong.
Might be during the narration or slightly after it.
I think it might be slightly, like, it's like at the tail end of the narration.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I meant to watch for it yesterday, but I forgot.
I didn't catch it. So.
But yeah, I Googled it and it said that they repaired it using the power of the Space Stone. And I believe them.
So Odin's like, "Get out of here, go see an Earth Doctor," and then she does something. He's like, "No, you need help. You need Asgard help."
No, Asgard help.
I think that's when they get attacked, right?
I think they have dinner first. Thor gets drunk. Odin's like, "Why don't you just be with Sif instead of this lame ass mortal lady?" And Thor's like, "But the mortal lady." And then I think there's also Loki like talks to his mommy. She's like, You've hurt my feelings and you've really disappointed me." We also haven't talked about how Loki is now back on Asgard in chains, and Odin's like, "You suck," and puts him in a prison.
No, I said that.
Oh, did you? I forgot.
Yeah. It's a forgettable movie.
Oh yeah. So now, yeah, the mom is like yelling at Loki for being a disappointment, and then I think the elves attack.
Yeah. And what's her name? Saggy.
The mother.
Yeah. Frigga.
Did you say Saggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have told you it was Frigga.
So she, dead. They send her off to, I think, Valhalla is where she goes.
Yes, that's where dead Vikings go if they die. Or, sorry, dead Asgardians go if they die in battle.
Yes. Yeah.
For Valhalla!
Valhalla! So, they send her off after the attack.
Well, actually, didn't she disappear and go into little sparkly things?
Yeah, but they put her in a canoe first. Lit the canoe on fire.
It's canonically not how everybody else goes to Valhalla, but I'll take it. This movie sucks. Do we also think that this movie is in the perspective of Tony Stark telling a retelling to Bruce Banner?
I'm almost positive it's not.
Oh, did you watch the end credit scene though?
I did, yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
There's 2.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, I made sure, 'cause I was like, you know what? Let me just skip forward an extra 20 minutes of credits here, and then it's really right at the end, and it's pretty,
Honestly, you didn't have to watch that one.
What happens after she dies?
Thor helps Loki escape? No, Thor's like, "We should attack," and I think Odin's like, "Bad boy." And then
then he's like, kill Thor, right? Because I don't know if like the ether poisoned him or something.
Something happened. Oh, they want to kill Natalie Portman or something?
Yeah, this part's a little fuzzy to me.
Yeah, this is where I never remember what happened.
Yeah, call in if you remember what happened.
I don't think I'm going to give either of us a good grade for this one.
No. Maybe there's a curve.
Maybe. We'll see. I never do curves with you.
I remember Odin just saying, Thor has to die. So all of Asgard's trying to kill him, and that's when he like frees Loki, and then him and Loki, fly out of there. He
Wait,
pushes
wait. You're just gonna skim past the only watchable part of this movie?
probably.
Thor and Loki walk out. They're walking down a hallway. Loki turns Thor into Sif.
Oh, turns into Captain America.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay. Oh no, sorry. First he turns into a guard, and then he turns Thor into a Sif, and then he's like, "Oh, maybe one of your new friends will do." And then he turns into fucking Captain America.
Yeah. I looked up like halfway through that scene, and I was like, "Why is Captain America in this movie?" And then I realized it was Loki.
Yeah, so originally that scene was filmed. It was originally so Tom Hiddleston filmed the movie or filmed that scene, and then he did his best like Captain America impression while he was doing it, and then Chris Evans watched that clip and mimicked everything that Tom Hiddleston did.
And they went with Chris Evans.
Well, yeah, because that's what the plan was.
Oh,
but they filmed it. They filmed Loki first for a reference.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, I thought you were saying like Tom Hiddleston did it, and then Chris Evans was like, "Nah, I'm Captain America. I'm doing this."
No. The whole point was to turn him into Chris Evans, Captain America.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But that's why like it's such a good impression of Loki that Chris Evans is doing.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Honestly, this whole part here might be kind of one of the more interesting parts of the movie when they take the ship and like they break out, they're flying around, kind of like hitting stuff all over the city. Loki's like, "Congrats, you just chopped off the head of your grandfather."
What's his grandfather's name?
Odin Sr.
It's Bahor.
You're a Bahor.
Bor. It's Bor.
Bor.
Odin is Odin Borson.
Oh, Borson.
Borson.
Son of Bor.
Son of Cole. This movie would have been saved like 90% better if Coulson was in it. I do also want to point out the two worst movies we've watched so far are two movies without Coulson. So
no Coulson. Could have used. They could have kind of shoehorned him in there a little bit, but I guess it wouldn't have really fit.
Coulson's dead, so.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, listen, Coulson might be in London around this time. We'll talk about that later.
Never know. So they escape through like this secret passage that Loki has, and they end up on that planet where. Do they end up on Earth?
No, they end up on the elf planet.
Elf planet, that's right.
I think it's like Scrotumheim or something.
Ballsackheim.
Where do the elves in Thor live? They are from nowhere.
Nope, that's in the end credit scene.
Oh, they're from the realm of Sevatarlafheim.
We were close. They go to Sevatarlafheim, home of Maliki Leaky Maka, and that's when he like draws the ether out of Jane, right? Because I'll be honest, I don't really know what happens, but it seems like that fits with the timeline of the movie here.
And then Loki pretends to cut off Thor's hand, tricking Malekith. Do you know what that means? What that's a reference to?
It's an arm cutting off.
Yeah, it's another Phase 2 movie limb removal.
There's a couple limb removals in this one, actually.
That's the only main one.
Nope.
For the arm.
He uses both his arms at the end, kind of the end battle scene there.
He also loses his life, so really, at that point, do we care about an arm?
Yes, because there's a specific scene where it's just the arm laying in the barren wasteland of where he lives.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. That's what we're talking about right now.
No.
Yeah,
that doesn't right now.
Oh, that doesn't happen right now.
No, that happens at the end when they're battling at that university. At the very end, where he's like in the ether tornado.
No, it happens when Loki dies. Because Loki, it does. Because Loki pretends to cut off Thor's arm. Thor then cuts off. Anyway, go ahead. I believe you. I've chosen to believe you now.
Loki dies, apparently. Sort of.
Seemingly.
And
Again.
seemingly, yeah, he's a sneaky one. But, he kills the thing that Thor was fighting. Which seemed to be like a bigger Korg-like character almost. Not really. He's a dark elf. No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Wasn't it Malekith?
He was not fighting Malekith.
I'm pretty sure they were fighting Malekith.
No, it was like his henchman.
I'm pretty sure Malekith stabbed him.
No, because that guy got like sucked up into the ether after he stabbed Loki, because Loki put like an ether bomb or something on him.
Yo, I don't remember this movie at all.
Circle bomb thing.
I think we watched different movies. I might have been watching Hulk.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I think this is the part where Malekith like goes to New York City and he's like, "Are you ready for round 3?"
Yeah, I think that's what happens actually. That's when Malekith takes his ship. Kind of seems like it's the end of the movie almost. I think, or there might be another battle in there somewhere.
Look, if we missed anything, no one's gonna care.
There's probably a bunch of diehard fans for this movie, and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys are butchering it."
None of them are watching this show, so it's fine.
Cool. Boy, I really don't know what happens after that. The best thing I can think of.
So Thor ends up on a subway somewhere. There's a bunch of portals. Thor takes the subway back to downtown London or wherever they're doing this fight. The portals start to line up, and then something happens.
Yeah, so they're waiting for the circles to line up. That's why they're on Earth, because all the realms align. So Malekith can throw his ether into all the realms or something like that. But they have, they have a pretty solid battle first. His hammer's like circling, in different realms. Because that's how Thor's fighting. Let's see here. What's their names? Darcy and Ian make out at some point because.
Oh yeah. That's why she got the intern.
Yeah. Ian throws a car on some bad guys for her. There's really no other way to repay an intern for doing that. So
yeah. No, you got to kiss them.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time I kissed an intern because they threw a car at a bad guy, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice.
All right. I'm fairly certain we skipped part of it, but I don't think anything happened that was significant in it.
Yeah,
so
I don't think we missed anything important.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I paused the movie like halfway through. It was like 25 minutes left of the movie. I was like, nothing's actually happened in this movie.
Actually, Captain America showed up.
Sure. This could have been like 1 to 2 Marvel shorts, probably, like I said, but we turned it into a movie.
The Thor Marvel shorts are way better than this movie.
Yeah. So they fight. They kill Malekith and restore order back to the 9 realms. Odin's like, "Here, Thor, take the throne," and Thor doesn't want it. And
he has one son who doesn't want the throne and another son who is a giant fucking disappointment.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that's the movie right there. End credits, and then we have the 2 end credit scenes.
Talk about the important one first.
The important one is the 2 Asgardians, who I believe are Volstagg and Lady Sif.
Volstagg and Lady Sif, yeah.
They go to nowhere and meet the Collector.
Where do they go?
Nowhere.
They have to go somewhere.
They go nowhere.
No, where are they going?
To nowhere.
No, but they had to go somewhere.
The somewhere they went was nowhere.
Oh! Why didn't you just say that?
That was fun. We should do that more.
Oh, don't worry. Wait till we're drunk doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And they meet the Collector, who's like, "Why would you not keep the stone?" And they're like, "We have one. We don't want 2 in the same place." And he's like, "Yes, I'll keep this safe." And then he chuckles. He's like, 1 down, 5 to go.
And that's when we learn the Collector is after stones.
Stones. Collecting the stones.
And then the most important credit scene.
Oh my god. Thor goes back to Earth. and makes out with a depressed Jane Foster. That's the part I usually skip.
Want to know? Let me tell you a fun fact about that before we actually get into the fun facts, because this is part of this scene. That's not Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman was not available to film this scene. So, the reason it's such a steamy, passionate kiss is because it's Chris Hemsworth's wife.
Ah, that makes sense.
She stood in for Jane for that. All right, well, that's the movie. I'm gonna give you and me. I'm gonna give us D pluses.
I'll take a a C minus. You get a D plus, and we'll call it even. You got a little more messed up, I think.
Okay, you can have a C minus.
I love it.
I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. I can't even be bothered to remember it.
I don't even know how you could possibly come up with 10 questions for a quiz off this movie.
It was hard. It was very hard. I want you to know that some of them are just like maybe hard because I just pulled them out of my ass.
You're like, who's Odin's son?
Who's Thor's dad?
Odin.
Who's Odin's dad?
Ian.
Anyway, so on to the fun facts, because this movie is so fun. There's so many fun facts.
How many you got? 2?
No, I do have a few, but they're not that fun.
Oh.
All right. So Zachary Levi replaces Josh Dallas of Manifest fame as Fandral. I wonder what Fandral looks like in your book. I am kind of curious.
I'm trying to look him up right now.
He's part of the Warriors 3.
Yeah. I don't think he's in here.
Yeah, because they probably didn't know if they should put Josh Dallas or Zachary Levi in there. So wait a second. You're telling me the intern is in there, but Fandral's not? He is in 3 movies.
The intern is in fact in here. Let me check. What is this called? The glossary.
Fandral might be in the group of regular Thor people.
Well, this is like the Thor category. How do you spell his name? F-A?
Yeah, Fandral.
Page 36.
He's not there.
36? Full sack.
But no Fandral? He might be there with...
Oh, maybe he's mentioned? Yeah, he's like... It's not his page, but I think he's mentioned on it. Let me give this a read real quick. He doesn't have like his own page, like the intern, or the other 2 Warriors of 3. But his name is mentioned once.
Oh, good. Well, he got a fun fact at least. He was
possible another name.
Nope, that's his only name.
Let's see, Warriors of 3.
Maybe they couldn't put Zachary Levi in the book because he now works for DC.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
All right. Fun fact number 2. On Vanaheim, you can spot Corbinite soldiers, the race of Beta Ray Bill in the comics. He gets the power of Thor and Thor's hammer at some point. I don't really know much about Beta Ray Bill, but I know people like him a lot.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but...
I'm sure he'll show up at some point in the MCU.
Let me see if he's in the book.
He's not. He's not actually in the MCU yet, so he wouldn't be in the book.
Got you.
Jamie Alexander was injured on set, almost becoming paralyzed. The henchman that Malekith turns into a beast is called Curse, and he is from the comics.
That's who stabs Loki, by the way.
Yes. I actually... Oh, and is he the one who loses an arm? I don't know. Anyway, I don't care. On Selvig's whiteboard, we see he has learned of other Marvel places. The Fault, the Crossroads, and the Nexus of all reality. So that's when I was saying, like, he knows things that only the stone could teach him. Like, he wouldn't know of those places if the stone didn't show him.
Stone showed him.
Malekith's arm gets cut off, one of the limbs that gets cut off in Phase 2.
Love the trend.
During the film, Odin's ravens can be seen multiple times in the background behind Odin. When Loki is disguised as Odin on the throne talking to Thor, the ravens are nowhere to be seen, showing that this is in fact Loki in disguise before Loki reveals himself.
That's a fun fact right there.
Pretty fun. I didn't notice the ravens when I was watching the movie. Thor offers Mew Mew to Loki disguised as Odin, but Loki as Odin tells him to keep it because he knows he can't actually hold it when Odin can. Because Odin can hold Thor's hammer, but Loki can't. The post-credit scene is directed by James Gunn. I thought you would like that fact.
That earlier, so I wasn't shocked.
What did you say?
You texted me that earlier, so I wasn't shocked. Yeah.
Right. I forgot I said that. That's why you would want to watch it.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman could not be on... Oh, we already talked about this one, of him kissing his own wife. Boring.
Yes.
All right, well, it's time. It's somehow all connected in the red threads of Thor the fucking Dark World. Loki begins the movie under arrest and in chains for his crimes against New York in the Avengers movie. In the opening fight on Vanaheim, you can see Chitauri aliens standing in the background. On Vanaheim, Thor fights a Cronin. This is the same race as Korg. They're called Cronins. Not Cronenbergs, just Cronins.
I was going to say Cronenberg.
Cronenberg Morty. Thor, Heimdall, and Odin use the power of the Tesseract to restore the Bifrost.
We recently learned that.
Yeah, no, I knew that the whole time. Odin's crows from Avengers appear again on Asgard. Odin gives us our first description of Infinity Stones when he's talking about the Ether. So when he's talking about the Ether, he describes it as one of several things, most of them being stones, this one being fluid, that created the universe, or that are older than the universe.
This is the Soul Stone?
This is the Reality Stone.
Reality Stone.
Yeah, so the Ether is the Reality Stone. That was my next fun fact.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's why Thanos goes to nowhere to get it.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, Thor's the one that goes back to this movie to get it. Odin being blood hungry for war hints at his secret past we learn about in Ragnarok, where he was a war lord with his daughter.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Oh, his daughter?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it here. It's in here somewhere.
Her name is Hella Cool.
Ah! I'll give those fun facts about her when we go to Thor Ragnarok. Much better movie.
Sounds good. Selvig's craziness derives from his encounter with the Mind Stone, and he now knows things because the stone showed him. On Selvig's chalkboard, we see 616 universe. 616 is the main continuity line in the Marvel Comics, and in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we learn another universe designates the main MCU as 616, even though it's been stated multiple times that it is not the MCU's designation. When the MCU was first created, it was designated as Earth 199999.
But this is Earth 616.
So technically Earth 616 is the comics universe, so it would be weird for them to also use 616 as the MCU universe. But also, like I said, in Doctor Strange, another universe uses 616 as their designation, but then also in Spider-Man Far From Home, when Mysterio is lying about being from a different universe, he says that our universe is 616, but how would he know that it's actually 616? Is it just a coincidence? I think not.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, it hasn't really been cleared up, that whole thing. And even one of the actresses, I think it's the actress who plays Miss Marvel, has said that she believes it's 199999. Selvig has phase transition written on his board. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ghost's abilities arrive from phase transition. When Jane gets possessed by the ether, her eyes become black, much like how Hawkeye's and Selvig's eyes became when they touched the Mind Stone.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very similar effect to like the eyes just fully blackening.
Those Infinity Stones, man.
They make your eyes black.
Yeah, blacken the soul.
Loki transforms into Captain America. And Volstagg and Sif meet the Collector and give him the Reality Stone, leaving the Reality Stone in the care of the Collector.
And that's how that's connected.
Who famously takes care of stones really well. All right, and we can't forget our Stan Lee sighting because Stan Lee appears watching Selvig rant.
Didn't know where he appeared in this one, but yeah, I see how they got him in there.
Yeah, it's when he's ranting and he says something crazy. I don't remember what it is though. Well, that's it. Jake, do you have any questions for me before we get to your quiz?
Nah, there's not really much to ask about this movie.
Yeah. So here's the quiz. Question number 1. What is the name of the Dark Elf? Is it A, Salazar, B, Eccleston, C, Malekith, or D, Hermie?
I didn't hear Maliki Leaky Laka on there at all. Malekith?
That is correct. Question numero dos. What realm does Thor fight the Marauders? Is it A, Jotunheim, B, Vanaheim, C, Midgard, or D, Asgard?
Vanaheim. Not Anaheim. Vanaheim.
That is correct. Question number 3. What stone is the ether? Is it A, the space stone, B, the time stone, C, the power stone, or D, the reality stone?
Reality stone.
That is correct. I feel like you definitely wouldn't have gotten that one if I didn't just answer that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Question number 4. What is Thor's mom's name and you are not allowed to use your book? Is it A, Helga, B, Frigga, C, Bor, or D, Hela?
This is a friggin' hard question.
Well, what's your answer?
Frigga.
All right. That is correct. I wasn't sure about that one. All right. Here's a little tricky for you. Question number 5. Who does Loki not impersonate? Is it A, Sif, B, Steve Rogers, C, Odin, or D, an Asgardian guard? You're taking a long time on this one.
Sif.
All right, your answer is Sif.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I would trip you up with that one.
I was doing process of elimination.
Loki turns Thor into Sif. That's why I thought I'd get you on that one.
Yeah, no, I was doing some elimination in my head there.
All right, question number 6. What is the name of the monster who breaks out of Asgard prison? Is it A, Curse, B, Beta Ray Bill, C, Dormammu, or D, Laufey?
Curse.
That is correct. Wow, you're doing way better at this than I thought you would.
I need to offset my movie telling score.
I think this one might get you, though. Loki fakes his death at the end of the film. As of this death, how many times has Loki faked his death? Is it A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4?
1.
That is incorrect. This is the second time Loki's death has been faked.
Was it in the first Thor?
In the first Thor, he's hanging from the bridge and he lets go and he falls into the universe off the bridge and everyone assumes Loki is dead.
Yep.
Question number 8. Where are the 9 realms connected? Is it A, Asgard? Just the look on your face right now. B, Midgard, C, Jotunheim, or D, Niflheim?
Niflheim. That's not my answer, but it's funny.
Niflheim's a place.
Midgard.
You said Midgard?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is why the convergence is happening in London.
Yes.
Question number 9. What does Darcy call Mjolnir? Is it A, Hammer, B, Molar, C, Mew Mew, or D, Jonathan?
Mew Mew.
That is correct.
For some reason, the Jonathan one really threw me off.
That's because Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, has referred to Mjolnir as Jonathan.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Question number 10. Who wins the movie with the Reality Stone? Is it A, Odin, B, Thanos, C, Loki, or D, the Collector?
The Collector?
That is correct, and it's my typical I'm gonna check if you watch the mid-credits scene question.
Okay. I was like, is he trying to fool me, like the movie itself, or is he like including the end credits here? So I was like,
Yes, I included the credits.
Okay.
All right, Jake. That is a 9 out of 10. A solid A minus. So for this entire score, I'm gonna give you a B plus.
Yep, that works. We'll take it. Small victories.
All right. Well, that is it for the worst movie in the MCU.
Before we go,
Oh, brother.
I think we should mention the frost giant bear cat that's just running around London now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it happens. I think they might reference that in Avenger or in Shield, but I don't remember if they do or not. I don't think they do.
I need some closure on it.
Yeah, you're right. That catch is out there now.
Yeah, he's just out there.
But honestly, at this point, the people of Earth have seen way crazier crap, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's it for Thor: The Dark World. Next week, your homework is to watch Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's a real palate cleanser, my friend. You're gonna love that movie. It's my favorite.
It's a good one. I've seen it once or twice.
Oh, it's delightful.
Yes, very good movie.
But there's the bell. That's the end of class. You can follow us on our Instagram at our Instagram handle, which is something that's pretty easy and not that hard to remember. Marvel Cinematic University Pod. You can follow us on our Instagram at Marvel Cinematic University Pod. You could also follow us on our Twitter at Marvel. Sorry, that's not it. Our Twitter, which is MC University 101. And you can also make sure to follow us, subscribe to us on all the podcast platforms if you want to get updates when new episodes go live. Subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell when you want to see when new episodes go live. And you can follow us at our own handles, AJ Slabs and Juicy Snake 12.
That's me.
But for this week, this has been Thor: The Shit World. And next week will be Captain America: The Cool World.
Yep. Back to good movies next week.